the first thing I'm gonna say is gonna come out so corny.
Okay.
But like, obviously, it's important to be yourself.
Be yourself.
It's important to be yourself.
Be yourself.
Yeah.
Number one. Okay.
Yeah.
That's important. I'm sorry for maybe patronizing you a little bit here, but I think that's cute.
Thank you. I think be yourself. Oral, be a generous lover. That's also very important. What is advice for relationships? Yes, because I think
be yourself.
I think
oral.
Please don't ask. Don't ask, baby.
Welcome to Please Don't Ask.
Hey, happy to be here.
HEWITT PAGENSTECHER. It's always a pleasure and a privilege when we get to hang out.
A little bit of a hesitate there for a pleasure.
I want to say privilege or pleasure first? Pleasure first.
Pleasure was first.
Privilege next.
Yeah.
It's great to have you on the show. You and I we've hung out enough that this is not just like a I don't know anything about you interview. We're a friend. I would call us friends.
Yeah.
For sure.
I would definitely also call us at least acquaintances.
Okay, we're going to come back to that.
No, of course you're my friend.
At least acquaintances does include friends because we've layered up. Where you are somebody who's like doing a lot in Portland in comedy. Give it up for your weekly show, Laugh Basement. I think that was I know enough about you to know that you really pulled that show out of your pocket and made it what it is. So I'm big fan of that.
Thank you.
Everyone who sees this should check out HEWITT hosting Laugh Basement every Monday here in Portland. And that's at the Goodfoot.
Yeah, every Monday at the Goodfoot. Doors at 7, show at 7:30.
And you have a new podcast that you're just putting out as well, or what are you calling it? A YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's like YouTube series, Cool Portland People. Okay. Yeah, at Cool Portland People on YouTube and Instagram.
My invitation to be on the show must have been lost in the mail. I would love to be considered cool enough to be on Cool Portland People.
Well, you're definitely cool, and you're definitely a Portland person.
Yeah, officially, for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like the beginnings that I always start with these interviews is like, tell us, your pronouns, your sexual orientation, like if you're single, seeing anyone, and I guess introduce yourself in that way so we know that where this advice will be coming from going forward.
Yeah, nice. Well, thank you again for having me, Olivia.
My pleasure and privilege,
yeah.
as I said before.
I'm, let's see. Yeah, I'm a heterosexual.
Uh-huh.
Male.
Yeah.
Single.
Single.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, single, dating, kind of where I'm at. Did I miss anything?
Single and dating. Okay, so again, single, you're not in a relationship, but you're like, casually dating. Are you like on apps, or do you do meet cutes, or maybe both?
Yeah, I'm lucky where I definitely meet people when I'm out, so that's definitely where I've met kind of most of my, girlfriends, flings, things like that, hookups from like friends, mutual friends.
In comedy, being out, obviously, this is a dangerous path because like you want somebody to like you, but if you do comedy and invite someone who you just met, like to come see you do comedy, it might be alienating.
Yeah.
Have you ever found that?
I don't want to, if I like someone, I'm not like inviting them to see me do comedy the first thing.
I'm the opposite. If I like someone, you need to come see me do comedy because if you don't like this about me, we will never work out. I just, take me as I am kind of thing. And you have to be, anyone who's with me has to be very tolerant of my bullshit, because comedy is like an outgoing and performative hobby and I guess pursuit. So if they're not comfortable with that, we're incompatible, I would say.
I have met people through comedy unintentionally.
Yeah.
A friend of mine brings a friend of theirs out to a show. They become a friend, and maybe a little more.
Friend. So when's the last time you were in a serious relationship?
Oh my God, it's been so long, Olivia.
How long?
It's been so long.
Ever?
No, I've had a couple of serious relationships in my life, but my last one probably ended like in 2018 or something.
Before COVID.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Oh God. 2018. Yeah. Okay, and how long were you guys together?
3 years.
Okay.
Maybe a little over 3 years.
Were you cohabitating, living together?
No, yeah, we live separately.
Okay, that's good. So when the breakup happened, was it like because of something that happened, or just kind of like we're not compatible?
Yeah, I think, we actually, basically, she went away to med school, and I didn't think that I could do long distance.
Oh, okay.
But we were
Interesting.
on very amazing terms.
So you still
And
fuck?
no. Well, she's like, I don't think she lives in Portland anymore because
Oh,
she
okay.
traveled for like med school and stuff.
Yeah. Do you hook up with exes? Would you
I
hook up
have.
right
I have. I don't think it's like normally a good idea. I
Oh, why
probably
not?
have and I would. Well, I like to look to the future if I
Yes,
can,
me
right?
too.
If exes probably didn't work out for a reason,
Smart.
and a lot of the times those reasons are still valid.
Yeah.
The
Think so,
sex
yeah.
sex is honestly fun with exes because you're familiar with each other,
That's the thing.
right? So there's that, and you're
The comfort can't be traded if you are just horny and want to get laid, and like the risk of having bad sex versus somebody who you maybe don't like that much, but you know that they'll fuck you well. Like that's a difficult kind of challenge in life. If I could hold the slinky, I would say,
Yeah,
what
it's
do
like
you do?
debating the comfort of the ex or the
Possible ramifications of letting somebody back into your life.
yeah.
Well,
But
stay strong. Stay strong.
thank you. No, I'm doing good. Like I wasn't focused too much on dating for a long time. Mainly like on like work and like comedy and just kind of that focusing on myself sort of thing.
Just letting it come to you.
Yeah, letting it kind of come to me. And
on you?
yeah, on
You're totally straight? Like totally straight?
all my experiences have been straight. Yeah, I do think I am. I'm pretty straight.
Never even have you kissed a guy?
It had like in a drinking game.
Will you right now? I'm just kidding. Come on out.
Yeah, we have 3 guys right here.
Okay, in a drinking game. Okay, that's interesting. So, like, you did do a peck or something.
Yeah,
like, that's what
it was like a peck. It was like very similar. I watched your first podcast with Aaron.
Yeah.
It was a very similar experience where it was like a part of like a card that was pulled or something like that.
Thank God for sex. Drinking games and like early sexual experiences because my spank bank is filling up. You kissing a guy, Aaron kissing a guy. I love to objectify my male friends.
Yeah, well,
they're objectifying me.
You think so?
Rightfully so. Yeah. Privately, I feel like people are free to privately be as perverted as they want in their mind. You can think about people in all sorts of ways, and I mean, unless you tell them on a podcast like I'm doing right now, it's totally okay to have thoughts about people. I don't like the whole.
I think so too. It's like your actions are really what matters. Your behavior.
100%.
Like, so much of your thoughts, especially when it's like when they're like horny, it's like kind of semi out of your control.
100%. Yeah.
So you can't put too much like shame on it. If you're like
don't bring yourself down.
If you're like damn, they're fine. But you're like, oh wait, I'm not.
I find you especially fine when you're like on the ground doing an impression of Joe Biden. I'm like, Hewitt.
What is it about me on the ground pretending to be an old man?
I think the way that you're wailing, saying, I don't want to be president anymore. I'm like, this man is comfortable with himself, and that's a big thing for me. I like, self-confidence.
Yeah.
Do you have, like, a number one celebrity crush or, like, a first... I don't know. Can you name
Jessica
one?
Alba was like definitely like one of my first celebrity crushes. I remembered I had like a Sin City shirt and everything.
She was on the shirt.
She was on the shirt and in the movie, and yeah, it was like her stripping on the shirt.
So you would put the shirt down on your bed and lay next to it. And be like, oh, Jessica.
And then just like put my arm around the shirt and like
put a pillow in the shirt.
Put her on a body pillow.
Exactly.
Just be like cuddling with my shirt in bed.
Do you still have that shirt?
No. I have no idea what happened.
Look up a link and link the shirt.
Yeah.
We'll find the shirt.
Buy it.
Buy the Jessica Alba shirt.
Yeah, you get your guest gifts on the show. Like,
next time I see you, I'll be wearing that shirt.
Yeah, it'll bring me back to like middle school.
Yeah, but
I'm not big into like having crushes on celebrities.
Why?
Well, of course, I feel like that's like definitely something like people are into when they're younger, for sure. Also, as like adults, but I remember really liking Jessica Alba, but there's so many.
But then you've outgrown her.
I mean, I actually found out she just got divorced. So.
Oh, so now you have a chance.
Yeah, so now I have a chance if this podcast goes well.
Dear Jessica
Alba, if you're watching this,
call me.
Let me take you out to dinner.
Don't
Don't go back to your ex. Look for the future.
I really feel like I would give Jessica Alba a better time than you, but that's
Ouch.
this is my show, Hewitt. It's my show. I'm gonna.
Well, you're the sexpert.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
So
But
I would say that going back
to
your thing about.
I think I'd give her a pretty good time.
Okay, I'm sure you would. You seem like very enthusiastic.
I am. Yeah, you just brought me back to like.
I mean, you do have big dick energy. Like, and I would say that we were. Before the cameras were rolling, we were lamenting how difficult it is to be hot and gorgeous. People don't understand what it's like for you and I. Being charismatic, attractive, intelligent. We just ooze riz.
Can't respond to all these DMs all the time.
Just
I thought the cameras were for sure rolling.
Oh, I don't think they were. People think it's easy being hot. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not easy being gorge. And if they were, it bears repeating, okay? Being hot is not easy. And furthermore, I didn't say it earlier, like, I feel like we're not going to be hot forever. Time makes a fool of us all. And so I want to be as hot as possible for as long as possible while that still means something in society.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think after society falls, attractiveness won't mean as much. It'll be more about how well you can plow. So
yeah, I think that's always important. Oh wait, plow. Oh, you mean like
field.
Like field.
Yeah.
You mean sustain yourself.
Oh, I meant sex.
I'm like, even nowadays you could be hot, but you gotta know how to plow.
100%.
You know?
Just being hot isn't enough. You gotta try hard. And you heard it here first, folks.
Yep.
Let me.
Breaking.
I have a couple other questions here before we take some of the submission questions. What's your love language?
I love. All right. Physical touch, acts of kindness.
Mm-hmm.
Quality time.
Quality time.
Quality time is probably one of the biggest ones. Physical touch is right up there with that.
Yeah.
Like personally, I love like giving gifts.
Yeah, I love giving gifts.
But I don't
too.
know. I feel like love languages are more like what you like to receive as a person. I
don't know.
But I do love giving gifts, but that's like more like good for
acts
other people.
How is gifts and acts of service different?
So acts of service could be like, hey, I'm applying for this this job. Can you look over my cover letter? Give me any notes. It's like
Wait,
volunteering.
you ask them to edit your cover letter, and that's an act of service?
No, like if you help someone,
if you're
editing it, volunteering for them and like helping them.
Okay.
In like some way, like, oh yeah, I'll run to the store for you. Oh, you're sick. Let me pick you up something.
I really like doing that too. But I find the love languages thing interesting because like it doesn't just apply to like a romantic or sexual partner. Like the way I have love for friends and family and I like to show my love in different ways to people. So I mean, I can't take credit for this meme that I probably saw, which is like my love language is all of them all at once. I don't know, give me a foot massage while you run errands for me and, buy me presents. And
they all seem nice.
They all seem good. I mean, I don't know. It just depends on what I need at that moment is the kind of love language that I need. But I don't know. I like all of them. I'm definitely big on words of affirmation, though.
Oh, yeah.
I need to be told in no vague terms, communicated with. I don't like implications or like gray areas. Like, just tell me how you feel because that's big on it. That's
especially if it's like affirmations.
Compliment me.
Yeah.
Tell me how much you love me and how gorgeous I am, and never criticize me ever.
You heard it here first. We're gonna say that after every single statement, like first time
you heard it here first.
Yeah.
I mean, technically like we're just moving forward in time, mercilessly.
And you know what? You should compliment people, especially partners, because it honestly takes the least amount of effort out of anything.
Yeah.
It does. And it makes everyone feel so good.
You could be lying about it. You could be like, oh my God, I love your poetry. Your stand-up comedy is so funny.
Yeah.
But that's just what they want to hear, and it's nice to be nice to people.
It really is.
Not disingenuously. I mean, I like to be hyped up for sure. Yeah. I think that also like the love languages thing it could be kind of a trap. I've heard people use the love languages bit as a way of like, I don't know, validating toxic behavior, which I think is, I don't know, just like I remember I dated this girl who said that, her love language was acts of service. So like if she has a partner who doesn't like, her partners need to do things like pay for her nails to get done and stuff. And like, I find that to be like, okay, you're kind of cheap. Like, if you pay for your own nails kind of thing. Like, bitch, you see my nails? Like, pay for my nails. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's, I don't know, but it's the same way people are like, you know, using pseudo psychological platitudes to like account for just being bad people. I think it happens all the time.
Yeah, it's like, this is just like it's like using astrology. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, this is one of my faults or something.
Yeah, this is just, or it's like, oh yeah, it's an astrology. It could be an astrology thing too. Like, well, you know, even better, I'm a Slytherin, so you know.
Well, that's so valid, honestly. And Slytherin, that's hot. Honestly,
You like
that's
a
the
Slytherin?
hottest Hogwarts house you could be in.
You're a Gryffindor for sure.
I have been told that by people in Facebook quizzes. As much as I want Slytherin every time, you know, I like to be like, ooh, I could be
The
a little
Sorting Hat
bad.
lets you choose. If you want to be in Slytherin, you can be in Slytherin. I just think that your nature is very Gryffindor. This is very serious stuff to me.
Yeah. Well, my initials are HP, so.
Oh.
You know.
So you're basically the boy who lived.
I am. I'm the chosen one.
You know, I grew up. I spent my whole life thinking I was a Ravenclaw, and then I realized that I'm a Gryffindor because.
Yeah, I know you're for sure a Ravenclaw.
You think I'm a Ravenclaw?
Yeah.
Because I'm a nerd.
Your glasses.
Yeah, okay.
I think that's the one.
These are my books. I've read all these.
You have
books.
books. You brought books.
Yeah, I do read. I know how.
Yeah.
I know how to read. No, but I think that like the bravery thing is something that I'm leaning into more as I get older. Mm-hmm. And like wanting to, when I was younger, make myself smaller, make myself quieter, and be more like something that I wanted to be rather than like really being who I am.
Yeah, and look at you now. You're like producing this amazing podcast. Well, you organized it well. You like booked some really stellar, hilarious guests.
Yeah, I'm killing it.
You're killing it. Yeah. Oh my God. Like I would like even watching you earlier and watching you now. I'm like, damn, she is knocking this out of the park.
You've seen me grow.
Olivia, you were doing amazing.
Aw,
and you've grown a lot over the last 1.5 episodes, too.
Oh, my gosh. Well, actually, this show has been going on for, like, almost a year live.
Oh,
but this is the new kind of...
Well, on the digital platform, which I just saw.
Yeah, it's very exciting. And I couldn't do it without Jesse and New Well Studios and all the people who tolerate and love me. Do you want to answer some questions from the forum?
Nope.
Okay, well,
you don't
have a choice.
Sorry, well, please don't ask.
We're fluid bonded.
Yeah, I would love to hear some questions.
Well, they'll just be screenshotted exactly as they came into me on the forum. So are you ready?
And these are anonymous questions?
They're anonymous, yeah. You didn't submit
Where do they
any?
come from?
They come from people who want to sexually harass me,
mm-hmm.
or people with genuine questions that they thought maybe a comedian could offer help with.
Right.
So everything in between. I do host this forum online. Here's a link.
Nice.
Link.
They're right there.
Link. And yeah, there's just a couple questions. I didn't pick them. I didn't pick them to target you in any way. It's possible that like you saw the first episode where like Aaron said, "Oh, I submitted that question."
That's my question.
That's your question? If that happens, we're safe from that happening because he said he didn't submit any questions.
True, I had no idea that I couldn't see the submission.
Okay, well, we're gonna just go right ahead and start with the first question. Okay, have you ever felt like a third wheel during group sex? Have you ever had group sex?
No, unfortunately not.
You've never had a threesome of any kind?
No, it's always kind of been on like something that I've wanted to experience.
Bucket list.
Yeah, but
the bucket list.
So I guess not. Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I've always.
What would you say to somebody who did feel like that? Because you know what threesomes are. You're familiar with the concept, right?
I am very.
But actually, this says group sex, so that could be 3, 4, 5, etc.
Yeah.
What would you say to somebody feeling left out?
No, it's like if you were feeling like a third wheel during like a fivesome, you know, you just like aren't fucking in that.
That implies that not everyone is a wheel. Okay,
yeah.
Like some people are the handlebars. Some people are the spokes.
Yeah, it's like how could there be even 5 wheels? Like
the metaphor is lost on me. I've lost the metaphor.
What advice would I give someone?
What advice would you give to this person if they feel left out during group sex?
I'd say your feelings are valid, and it's because you're slacking, and you need to get in there. Okay, you need to hype yourself up, give yourself a pep talk.
Your feelings are valid, and you're slacking.
You know, it's like first of all, take a deep breath. Look at what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? What are they experiencing? What's missing?
Look around.
What needs to be attended to?
Look at yourself.
That's not.
Is there something happening on you that's making you maybe like less fuckable in that moment?
Yeah, like are you into this?
Are you? Sorry.
Are you into it? Do you want to be more than a third wheel? If so, it's like like just like determine, okay, how can I help here? What would turn someone on? What would get someone off even more in this situation? And be generous, right? If you go into that situation generously, like I think that's a great way.
Does anybody want a sandwich?
Yeah, anyone want a sandwich? Anyone? I could go down on one of the people here.
Yeah,
you know, it's like
100%. Anyone want oral? Anyone
want oral? Like that's an easy way
stuff?
to get. I would guess get into the more involved in group.
Dive
sex.
in.
Dive
join
in.
in. Join in. I like that. That's really good advice. I think that because that doesn't. I love how like not shaming that is, and just I would say talk about it beforehand. If you're gonna have group sex of any kind, I think that it's probably smart to talk to everyone who's going to be there.
Yeah.
And go
like
through
what's on the menu.
Go over your hard no's.
Mm-hmm.
Things that you absolutely are not okay with. You need to know that. And the more people you add, the more important I think that is. Talk about like expectations. And the unfortunate thing about that advice is that it's not very sexy to do that, but you can make it work for the sake of consent and like the possible reward. You sometimes have to push through like some awkward conversations.
Yeah, and if that's happening prior, then that really saves you from some like awkwardness during sex, right? Mm-hmm. So at least if you get that done like a little bit before you start, then it's like not really killing the mood as much.
And group sex should never be a surprise. You shouldn't surprise anyone with. There's a lot of I've heard people say like, oh, I wanted to surprise my partner with a threesome. Like, don't do that. Don't do that.
Unless I'm your partner, never do that.
Okay, unless you're
unless you're my future girlfriend, please don't do that ever.
Oh, this is all on the record. I love this. You're fucked. You're never having a threesome. You're never having a threesome in your life. So I would never say never. It's true. I want that for you so much. I do.
Thanks.
But I do also think that like human beings aren't objects or things to surprise people with. Mm-hmm. And hard no's are a really important thing because sometimes the most innocent things can be hard no's for people or seemingly innocent, right? Like, I think that I have no problem saying and, looking into the camera and saying, do not choke people during sex. Ever. I would say, again, like, I'm sorry, I know that a lot of people in here, boo. I don't think that choking is something that is, like, a casual thing at all. Mm-hmm. I think that, like, it's very easy to kill someone or be killed by that by accident. And I think it's the worst type of accidental murder to do. Hitting someone with your car, it's like, okay, they were in the road. If you choke someone, killed it. There's no coming back from that. You killed someone.
And there's no coming from that.
There's no it depends on who you are.
I guess some people, yeah.
You shouldn't be coming. You should, okay.
If they're coming during it?
I keep forgetting this is a sex positive space. Okay, yeah, if you want to come on your dead partner after you choked them, that's fine. But immediately call the cops afterwards. Immediately call the cops. Don't wash your hands even. They need to come on your hands.
They need to do the DNA test.
They need to do the DNA test because it's, again, it's just dangerous, and I think that it's made to seem very casual in porn, choking.
Yeah.
And I just think it should be something that, like, you really have to maybe even have a living will if you want to get choked or choked. Or
you need maybe like
a
have
Google
a document.
Doc will do. A document on your computer doesn't need to be notarized. Just if I die of erotic asphyxiation, please donate my body to science. Or I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that'd be useful.
Yeah,
I think
I don't mean to be such a downer.
No, you're good.
Next question.
Yeah. Can't be bad.
Okay, your biggest insecurity? My biggest insecurity is that maybe I'm boring in the bedroom. Like, my shit's stale, bruh. My partner wants to experiment with role playing, but I don't even know where to begin with that. Like, do I just put on a baseball cap and say, all aboard, first stop, Pound Town?
2 hours later.
And pretend to be a train conductor with a gambling problem or something? Choo-choo till she comes? I don't know. Help. Well, first of all...
So I don't know what that was.
I would recommend editing your questions and adding commas. That's my first little bit of advice.
This could have been, what's your biggest insecurity?
What's your biggest insecurity?
Right, because it said that question, which is a question, and then it was like, mine is... blah, 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 blah.
As somebody who always says too much, I relate to this person. Because, again, I don't think that a baseball cap is what train conductors wear. That's my first thing. It would be a conductor's cap. not a train cap, not a baseball cap.
Yeah,
if
that's
you put on a
what-
baseball cap, then you're saying, I don't know, batter up,
Yeah.
beat that pussy up, kind of, duh. But yeah, I don't know really what this person wants.
All aboard first stop.
We could start with what's your biggest insecurity.
That's a good place to start.
Let's just talk about it during sex. We don't have to talk about it in general.
Oh yeah.
If your mom loves your twin more than you, I'm sure that must be difficult for you.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. What is my biggest insecurity during sex? I don't have a lot of insecurities during sex.
Okay. Shut up and make something up. Sorry, don't shut up. Make something up so that people don't feel like looked down upon by you.
No,
the heck?
of course, there's nothing wrong with having insecurities.
I'm sorry, I'm just fucking with you.
No, I know, but it's like, I'm sorry, I'm just
a god, and
well, it's like, it's a fun experience.
That's not an answer to the question.
Right?
That's not.
All right, what am I insecure about?
You don't have anything you're insecure about?
I guess there's like time by time is different.
Sure.
When you have sex,
something
right?
happened one time. Give us an example.
Yeah. Okay, this is. Let's see. It's like
It's really hard for
you can be
him.
insecure when you don't make someone come.
Yeah. That must be hard, and probably everyone you fuck is on SSRIs. And
That's true. But it's like I always, even though it's like
everyone I fuck is on SSRIs.
Obviously, you need to get to know people and their bodies before.
Are you one of those guys who makes you feel like if you can't get your partner off, you didn't do a good job? You didn't
I wouldn't say not a good
complete
job.
something?
I think it's still possible to do get a B on that test without making them
B.
come. You know what I mean?
True.
I think, but like, so
really,
I could
that's
say
wholesome. I like that.
I could say that you could do.
B+
You could have a good job, but did you do the job? I think it could be really fun, but it's like you want to be a really good lover.
You seem to be not too wrapped up in your ego, and sometimes people feel very insecure if they can't get their partner off, but they maybe are being selfish about that, because sometimes it's a lot of pressure. Okay, what if I can't come right now? And the more you're aggressively get off, you're just I don't want to, I just want a hug.
Yeah. It's sometimes it's okay to and that
I think the pressure can change
get on to
everything.
aftercare.
Pressure can change everything, psychological pressure. Yeah, I think that this person probably needs to. Okay, biggest insecurity is that maybe I'm boring in the bedroom. You are. I don't know. You're in control of that. You already had a good idea to do some role play, but obviously it can't be something that is that you find funny or stupid. Find something that's a lot more simple.
This is a good time for the before conversation too during sex.
Yeah.
To see what other people are into.
Yeah. Also, I don't know.
That's normally a planned thing when you do a role play.
What am I? I'm not your partner. I don't know. What does your partner want? If you don't want to be boring in the bedroom, don't be such a boring asshole and ask your partner. That's my advice. Anything to add?
No. I just I feel this is too long to read.
Yeah. Next question, please. Thank you.
Sorry. Thank you.
How do you approach someone for a hookup?
Oh my god. I'm bad at this, honestly. I take so long.
What do you mean? You're shy to ask, or you wouldn't ask at all, or what?
No, yeah, it's I feel I'll often be friends with people for a while before hooking up with them. And then eventually it comes.
What's a while?
I guess it changes person to person. It is kind of nice when you hook up within the first couple times hanging out, and then you're oh, I know what this is, and then you're about it,
Yeah, there's you're not not wondering.
Sometimes I notice a lot of chemistry with somebody, and I'm I could feel the chemistry, and I'm do you want to make out with me right now?
Right now?
Yeah. That's, I'm not gonna, that would be a clip, but.
How do you make out? How do you lean in to make out with someone?
I think
Would it be
it would, I feel
or
I don't know, just this, lifting up their chin. I feel
lifting up the chin.
Their chin, guiding them towards you.
If it's a man, I'll usually I'll lead with my hand and just grab him right by the balls, and that indicates to him that I want to kiss.
Yeah. And how often does that work?
Every time.
Yeah.
Every
like,
time.
They're not going anywhere.
They know they're getting a smooch if I've grabbed their testicles.
Yeah, they're not leaving without one.
In fact, it would be rude.
You know what's funny?
It would be rude to not kiss them after doing
Kissing
that.
is such an instinctual thing that it's like, it's hard to think about how I go about it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just like a...
Well, for me, number one step before I kiss someone is glasses off, because I cannot stand smudges on my glasses. I don't wear contact lenses, and people are very rude about that. Just utterly thoughtless about smudging others' glasses. Like, do you have contacts?
No.
You have perfect vision?
It's not perfect.
But you don't wear correction of glasses.
I don't wear
You don't get it. You don't get how annoying it is to have to wear something on your eyes to see, but how much more annoying it is to wear contact lenses. You want to try?
Yeah. Oh, I get it now. I see where you're coming from.
See, actually, you don't, because that made your vision worse. Oh, so you understand what it's like now to not be able to see. Right?
I understand all the trials and tribulations.
It's also helpful to not.
blurry,
It's helpful to not see everything in HD when you're fucking, because then you're a little bit less aware of like the things you might be insecure about. No. Lights off, lights on.
You know, I do like, that's a good question. Yeah, I guess lights off, sometimes maybe a night light, sometimes a little bit of light, some moon lighting's really great. You definitely,
low lighting.
You don't want the lighting all the way off or on. All the way off is kind of creepy.
All the way off is kind of creepy too. Yeah, all the way off and all the way on are both creepy.
Yeah, you want like a lamp, a nightlight, even a laptop playing music in the corner could provide enough light for like, you know, to know what's going on and to see stuff.
Yeah, number one thing I can't tolerate is like silence during sex, and like
you have to like crank up the dirty talk and get silent.
Yes.
You're like, I have to fill
is
up,
it good for
I have to
you?
do my own soundtrack.
No, that would really make my pussy dry. What I was gonna say is like also
is this a monologue I'm listening to?
Fluorescent lights of any kind, like above like this level, like here, it really messes with my brain. Like I genuinely can't like feel
like the gamer lights.
No, gamer lights. I mean, you mean like the back? No, those are fine. I just mean a white fluorescent light, like any coming up above me while I'm having sex. I will automatically feel like something in my brain.
Like you're at a dentist appointment.
Yeah, 100%. Something about is like I'm on display. I'm professional. I'm this is. There's a reason I don't do porn. Hello. I could if I wanted to.
That's what I think too, all the time. I'm like, I could do porn if I wanted to.
Yeah, you should actually.
I feel like, you know, it wouldn't align with my career goals and dreams right now, but maybe in a different life.
I love that.
It'd be fun. I don't know. But I just feel like it would fuck everything up. I get distracted. I lose attention of the goal.
I one day hope to live in America where Hewitt has a very successful porn career.
Okay. Well, if I give it up,
anything can happen.
If I start OnlyFans, like by the random chance, I start an OnlyFans before this episode comes out.
I'll produce it.
Well, you can put it in the description. I was gonna say.
Here's the link to Hewitt's OnlyFans.
Yeah, get this exclusive initial content.
Let's do one more question.
Nice. Yeah, I'm down. I'm trying to think if I answered that. I did answer that question. I mainly just ask, do you want to make out once there's like, that's a little often sometimes how I'll
ask, do you want to make out? Oh, that's a very boyish, sweet thing to say.
Yeah, or not always those words, or can I kiss you right now? You know,
that's gay.
Okay.
I mean that in the way that like I feel like there are certain things that will take me out of the moment. Mm-hmm. Can I kiss you right now? Is one of those things that reminds me of like, I don't know, 90s, early 2000s, like very scripted rom-coms of the like head tilt. Can I kiss you right now? It just, to me, I would laugh. I would laugh if someone said, "Can I kiss you right now?"
Yeah, I remember one time I asked a girl that, like if she wanted to make out or something, and she was like, you know, I'm glad you asked, not right now, but when the time's right, she like gave me like pre-consent, basically. Is what
I love
she
that.
called it. Yeah.
Okay, see, that's
she's like, but
really
when it feels right, go for it.
That's
what
really
she
cute.
said.
Ignore everything asshole-ish that I said. Listen to what he
Me
said.
too. By the way, about everything earlier that I said that's asshole-ish.
Ignore everything asshole-ish that we said.
Stuff. Yeah, everything.
Anything that we said that sounds douchebaggy,
totally
we didn't mean it. We
yeah.
were just joking.
Yes.
So this question says, I'm starved of physical intimacy, several months between partners. Unfortunately, move your head. Unfortunately, that means when I do meet someone, I want to initiate sex much too quickly. That can cause several different problems. How can I not be stupid horny and overthink everything all the time? Yes, I am already in therapy.
Yeah, I kind of see where she's coming from.
How do you know
I feel
it's
like
a she?
honestly, just a guess. I guess it could be.
Seems like a woman.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of a woman right now who I'm like, this reminds me of some friends of mine.
Whoa.
But,
all right. Hopefully it's not me. Okay, so number one response I get initially is good that you're in therapy, but masturbate. Oh my God, jerk off. Like, pleasure yourself. Jerk off as much as you want. If you are going to feel like stupid horny all the time, there's an actual easy way to get rid of that feeling. Is just make yourself come until you are tired.
That'll curb the horniness.
It will curb the horniness.
It's like the post-out clarity you'll get next time you like approach someone, and you maybe won't get into it as quickly as you normally do.
Life is a seamless continuum between like post-nut clarity and horny dick brain. Like,
it's a balance. It's all about balancing those two things.
I think it's important to not think with your horniness. Don't make decisions before you come. Oh my God! Don't make any important decisions before you jerk off about it. Anything. Even if you don't think if it's not a sexual issue.
All right, what's the time frame on that? So
what do you mean?
So because it's always before you come. If you come eventually, do you just mean that day or that week?
Smart, but I'm talking about in the moment when you're having that feeling like I need to I'm gonna say something, I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna just text them, I'm gonna just write this email, I'm gonna just, whatever it may be.
But eventually you do need to do something.
Of course, but make the decision after you've come. I promise.
That's probably for the best.
Like, should I get an American Express card? I don't know. Jerk off about it.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Or like before you buy it, before you go like do a bunch of online shopping.
Yeah. 100%. That's smart.
You just save yourself.
Do I need
$500.
Do I need these things on Amazon, or am I just fucking horny? I guarantee you, if you make yourself come enough, you'll fall asleep and you won't spend that money. Budgeting, smart.
Age-old budgeting secret.
Okay, and can you offer this person any advice about wanting to initiate sex too quickly?
Yeah. So if you, from your experience, have realized that initiating sex too quickly, such as maybe on the first date, has caused issues, you think, with, getting into serious relationships or something like that, then you can make the decision to wait until a second or third date or something that you find to be more reasonable, and then just kind of like try to like work towards that. During your next interactions.
Be strong.
Yeah, willpower.
Be
and then you'll have fun in the process. Like, you can still have fun, you can still get intimate, you can still kiss.
Yeah, and actually, I think that it probably will make it's maybe a negative feedback loop for this person, because like the more they want to hook up with somebody, like the quicker they might feel like that gratification has ended, and then there'll be this cycle. Like, let yourself be like tease and be teased a little bit. Like, it's gonna be okay. Also, I feel like people need to be clear on what they define as a date. Right?
Like, I mean, it's always good to know if someone else perceives an interaction as a date.
Right, because I think that like if you have hung out one-on-one, that's a date. Even if you like didn't go out somewhere, like I feel like spending time together one-on-one with somebody is date-ish, and I think counts towards that, the number of times you've hung out. And I would say that, like, as somebody who not very good at waiting in this sense, self-control, I have it for some things, but not for others.
But sometimes, every situation is different.
Lean into the mindfulness of it, the tease of it. Be like, I cannot let myself go there until XYZ, like you said. Like, give yourself a time frame, and just do the work to also, what I said before, masturbate preemptively a lot before, so you're not like thinking with your
block out time. Like, the date's at 6, I need 4:30
to maybe even 4.
Yeah.
4 to 6
Light some
to
candles.
5:45. Light some candles.
Make a thing of it.
Fuck yourself, and I think that you'll be less inclined to want to, like, I don't know, be in a hurry to fuck others. And that's self-love. It's important also. Self-care, self-love. Continuing on what we were talking earlier about, that is the the question of like how long is too long to wait. Did we talk?
We didn't talk. Well, yeah, I had brought up like sometimes I wait a while.
I don't feel like waiting a while is always the best option because I feel like I've had experiences where I had a good connection with somebody and like we waited and then you hook up and it's not as good as you hoped. And then it's like, oh, I feel like what a waste of time and energy. Not that I like to look back on any experience as a waste. You learn something from everyone, but like I don't feel like people prioritize the sexual compatibility up front enough and are willing to like very much make compromises about that. If it's not like up on your priority list, it's not going to be something that you can easily pick up and put higher on the list later. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I think it's definitely, there could be like a taboo around sex. There might be some risk in it, or you feel vulnerable putting yourself out there.
Or you think like, oh, what is this like? What are people going to say about me if I like put it on the first date or whatever? No one wants to be exposed or vulnerable in that way. They don't want to, give it up and then have it taken away.
Yeah,
so to speak.
You live and you learn through each experience.
Yeah. Do you feel like you've ever gotten can you think of any good advice you've ever gotten from anyone about relationships?
Good advice I've gotten from anybody about relationships.
Yeah. Do you have any like wisdom to share that like you have heard somewhere or like something you
just not from my own experience? I have to be from someone else's experience.
What do you mean? It could be from your own experience. I just mean like if there's like I have a lot of things that I kind of say to myself, but this is kind of what I'm interested in doing, so it doesn't really count the same for me. Like, do you have a mantra? Do you have advice that you take, or like some sort of pearls of wisdom that you would share?
So I know the first thing I'm gonna say is gonna come out so corny.
Okay.
But like obviously, it's important to be yourself.
Be yourself.
It's important to be yourself.
Be yourself.
Yeah.
Number one. Okay.
Yeah.
That's important. I'm sorry for maybe patronizing you a little bit here, but I think that's cute.
Thank you. I think be yourself. Oral. Be a generous lover. That's also very important. What is this advice for? Relationships. Yes, because I think
be yourself and oral.
Keep it. Be yourself and oral. And then, be familiar with their love languages, their needs, clear communication. I feel like clear communication on a regular basis is very important. Checking in where you're at, knowing what their needs are sexually, emotionally, romantically.
Anal.
And definitely oral. And then if they're into it, anal for sure.
I wish that I had like some sort of stone and skills in stonemasonry so that I could carve those words into this right now as you were speaking, but I feel like being recorded is just as good as that. It's history being made, folks. I feel like in the future, if you do get that OnlyFans off the ground, I would love to co-produce, sponsor, whatever I can do to help your porn career, if you're okay with it. And again, I'm a huge fan of yours. You don't have to do porn to earn my love. I love you regardless.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks so much for having me, Olivia. This is amazing.
Hey, HEWITT.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
Please don't ask. Don't ask, baby.